So, you think your bug-out bag could handle the end of the world? Think again. Because if your plan depends on tech, trendy gear, or the fantasy of surviving alone, you're already making the same deadly mistakes that cost real people their lives during World War II. Back then, survival wasn't about gear or gadgets. It was about grit, ingenuity, and the will to endure when everything else failed. Today, most of us have forgotten those lessons, but the soldiers, resistance fighters, and civilians who lived through the chaos of the 1940s knew truths that modern survivalists need to remember if they want to stand a chance when crisis strikes. Another major mistake is ignoring the mind. Everyone talks about skills and supplies, but few talk about psychology. Fear, panic and despair can destroy even the best survival plan in minutes. World War II commanders learned this the hard way. Morale often decided battles more than bullets. Units that stayed calm under pressure held out against impossible odds. Those that panicked fell apart. Mental toughness is the first and last line of defense. In any disaster, whether it's war, blackout or collapse, your brain is your strongest weapon. You have to train it just like a muscle. That's how soldiers built the composure that saved lives. And you can do it too. Take cold showers, hike in the dark, fast occasionally. Expose yourself to controlled stress until discomfort feels familiar. Panic kills. Composure saves. Then there's the obsession with gear. Modern prepping has become a shopping spree. Endless gadgets, knives, and tactical toys. But in World War II, survival wasn't about owning more. It was about using what you had better. Soldiers turned shell casings into tools, parachutes into clothing, wreckage into shelter. Civilians built heaters from scrap metal and found ways to make soap from ashes. The difference between life and death wasn't quantity, it was creativity. Try this test. Limit your next camping trip to basic essentials. Force yourself to adapt. Learn to repair, repurpose, and improvise. Ingenuity beats inventory every single time. Modern survivalists also make the mistake of ignoring their environment. They chase exotic skills from distant regions, jungle survival, desert tracking, Arctic shelters, but they forget the most important rule of all: know your home ground. World War II survivors lived because they understood their terrain. Farmers in occupied France used hedgerows for ambushes. Villagers in the Philippines used local plants for medicine and food. Knowledge of the land, the soil, the weather, the water was their true defense. If you want to survive any crisis, start local. Learn which plants are edible. Know where natural water collects after rain. Understand seasonal winds and animal movements. And finally, leadership. Every World War II survival story shares one trait: someone stepped up. Not a general, not a hero, just a person who stayed calm when everyone else broke. In the chaos of battle or blackout, leadership decides survival. Someone must organize, delegate, and give direction. Modern survival culture often ignores this, but when crisis hits, people don't follow the strongest. They follow the calmest. Leadership isn't about control, it's about responsibility. Practice it now. Volunteer. Lead small teams. Learn to make decisions under pressure. Because in disaster, the person who keeps others focused becomes the difference between order and chaos. World War II didn't just change history, it redefined survival itself. The trenches, shelters and resistance networks of that era taught humanity how to endure the unthinkable. Strip away the tech, the gear and the modern noise, and what remains is timeless. Courage, adaptability, cooperation and willpower. So before you stock up on another high-tech gadget or ultralight tent, ask yourself, would this mindset have survived 1944? If not, it's time to rethink your plan. Real survival isn't about escaping danger. It's about mastering yourself and your environment. The same way ordinary people once did under the darkest skies of war. Stay sharp, stay humble, and remember, the greatest survival lesson from World War II isn't how to fight. It's how to endure.